What is up, my crime crazy people? Welcome to Veil of Humanity with your host, Melonie Yelvington.
And Kimberly Taylor.
And today we are doing a Q&A sesh brought to you by our lovely producer, Courtney.
Yes. Okay, Biss. You ready for all this? Let's get interrogated.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
Well, this is Courtney, their producer. And I'm sitting here with these two little...
You better say lovely. That's what you better say.
We said you was lovely.
People that I know.
I'm get a lady.
I know.
Not ladies. Oh, just so anybody
I've seen you.
Courtney is my daughter, so the banter will be real.
Yes.
I mean, I can't really take y'all seriously because I've seen all of it.
Better take us seriously.
All right. All right.
What you got?
First question.
Is this for both of us? Or you
Yes.
want to answer from each of us?
Whatever you guys want to do, I can do an answer from each of you, or you guys can just, whoever thinks they have the answer, do it.
Okay.
Just
all right.
answer.
Just go.
How did this podcast start?
It started when we first watched the Chris Watts documentary on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching it.
We were so obsessed.
So obsessed with the case.
As many other people in this world, we're not the only ones.
And we would talk constantly, even when it first started back in 2018 when he was on TV, and I was like, look at this isn't right,
Yeah.
We started then, but it really came about with the Chris Watts documentary where we sit and talk about true crime all the time. We should start a podcast.
Yeah, we should just sit down and talk like we do right now.
Yeah.
Have conversations about the stuff that we're fascinated with and all that.
Because we banter back and forth all the time about it.
Yeah.
Constantly text me, did you see this case? What
Mm-hmm.
do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
What are you
Did
doing
you
on
hear
this?
about that? Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, or what do you think about this?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Where did the name come from, Veil of Humanity?
Oh.
Courtney.
Well, why don't you answer that, Courtney?
Okay. So they were talking about it, and I was like, okay, well, we need a name. And so I started listing them out. I mean, we had everything from crime crazy ladies, crime crazy people. God, what were some of the other ones?
Crime crazy chick.
Crime crazy chicks.
That was too close to another.
But yeah, it was too
Yeah.
close of a name. And I was like, you know what? I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about the TV show Hannibal. And at one part, they were talking about how Bedelia was telling Hannibal that he had a mask of humanity. And I was like, mask of humanity sounds good, but it needs something else because it doesn't flow right. I was like, okay, what about mask, cloak? And then I was like, what about a veil? Because back in funeral days, women would wear veils to show they were in mourning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what about a veil of humanity to show like a mask of humanity where they're pretending to be human even though, they're a murderer.
They literally live two lives.
Yeah, they live two lives. They're just a thin veil between their monster side and their human side, like Ted Bundy or John Wayne Gacy.
These are the ones that fascinates me the most because how can you have a current girlfriend that you love and then still go out and kill all those women that look like another
His
girl
mother, really. That's what the girls resembled. If you look back
His
at all
mom?
the case, they look like, because most serial killers, it's a triad. It always, in the way they come about, but it always goes back to mommy issues with most serial killers.
Because BTK he had mommy issues.
Manson, even though Manson really wasn't a killer, his cult did it, but
yeah.
if you, Ed Gein's one of my absolute favorite serial killers.
I think wasn't he the one who, it was back in the 70s, 60s or 70s, something like that, where he blamed it all on his mom when he was caught. He was like, yeah, she was just really crappy.
He was
like
a true
psycho
mama's boy. He was the
psycho movie killer.
He was the reason behind Buffalo Bill, from
Yeah, that's right.
Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which, by the way, is not a real case. That is not real. For everyone that thinks there is, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not real. And for Psycho, all those were based on Ed Gein. Ed Gein would, he only killed, I think, maybe one person, but he would go dig up bodies and use their skin. And
he was literally a gravedigger. He would just steal them.
He would make clothes, and he hung his mom up and hung their bodies up like deer. And, it's a crazy case. It's one of my, I did a paper on it in college. I don't know why I'm obsessed with
We'll
his
probably
case.
cover that case a little later on,
There's
so keep an eye out.
We have a whole list of cases.
Oh my gosh! And what's really sad is there's no shortage of them. There is no shortage of cases for us. We could do this forever. Yeah, because there's always going to be killing.
Always.
I know people are like, stop the killing, stop the hate, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's road rage. It doesn't matter if it's
cheating,
hate, cheating,
money.
Money's the root of all evil.
Robberies. I mean, it's just.
You got your school shooting.
Yeah, your mass shooting. It's just going to happen. We're not going to get away from it. And that's sad.
I mean, that leaves the psychological factor for, like, psychologists are like, is violence, like, a part of the basic human need? Like, do we need violence in order to function? I mean, that goes all the way back to, like, when your parents used to whoop you when you were a child. Was that violence necessary in order to shape you into the mold that society accepts? And then these outliers, like murderers and shootings, are that, or is it necessary? Because, every time you see this tragedy, you know what happens right after the tragedy? Everybody comes together.
Yeah. And
you're like, okay, well, was that violence necessary in order to get people to come together on small and large scales? Like the shooting on 4th of July. And then what about like World War I, World War II? That was some straight up violence, Holocaust, all that. But the world came together right after it happened.
Look at 9/11. Look at how the U.S. came together. Even the world came together after 9/11 happened. And the way 9/11 has changed so much, the way we do things in this world, just even going through the airport, TSA and everything.
Yeah, I think you used to be able to carry a small knife.
I remember flying when I was younger, even with like my mom or something, and that was something else to have to nearly get naked to go through.
Just to go through and like, strip down. We're like,
damn, I got golly.
At least now all you have to do is take off your shoes and any belt.
Yeah, a little invasive there, but hey. I'm okay with it to know that the person that getting on the plane with me and don't have a box cutter in their shoe and want to take us out.
Exactly.
I'm okay with us doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
All right, next question.
Yes.
How long have y'all been friends and how did you meet?
We met in
2010
at a bowling alley. Did we go bowling?
Did we go bowling the first night? Yeah, we went bowling.
Yeah. We went bowling. And
our husbands are best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends.
So our husbands had worked together and were roommates at that point. And then we met through them. We all went on like a double date that night, and that's how we met.
Yep.
Aww. So sweet.
13 years.
Yep.
So what got y'all into true crime?
Well, when I was in my early 20s, I actually went to college for criminal justice because I wanted to be a crime scene investigator. I either wanted to be the crime scene investigator or I wanted to be the tech that comes and lifts the fingerprints with the dust, and I did all of that in college. So, but then I became a single mom, and priorities. So
yeah, I remember you sitting at the computer.
I've been in true crime for a very, very long time, and
I grew up on true crime because of you.
I know it really started. It really started when I was 18 years old, and I was called to jury duty, and I was put on a murder trial. And we were there for a week, and it was a hung jury, and I was just really bothered by it. And then, like, not even after we were hung, not even a week later, he come out and admit not guilty. And then I'm like, what?
All that.
So I was really young, but I was fascinated by the whole process that I was going through, and just to be chosen at that age for a murder trial. I don't even know what I said. I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened to make me get chosen for that trial, but it was fun. I loved it from there on, and then it was just, I was on Snapped, and I was on, what's the older ones? Forensic Files, Snapped.
First 48.
Yeah, those are my
Cops.
shows. Cops. Oh, my God, Cops.
Oh, I grew up watching Cops.
Oh, Cops
Actually,
awesome.
the old Cops from the 80s and 90s was the stuff. That was the real raw. Nowadays, it's all censored, and I'm like, hello? I need my violet somehow. Give it to me. I'm about to go switch on boxing just to get some blood on the screen.
Yeah. So what about you, Kim?
So, I grew up reading like Anne Rule books because my mom was into true crime, but I wasn't really into it. It was the Darlie Routier case because we lived in the Rowlett area, and my dad worked for the city of Rowlett and was bringing home evidence that was tossed and brought home paperwork from the case. And so reading that and getting to see that firsthand and going, oh, well, they need to turn that back in.
I don't mean to change the subject, but did you get that long 4-hour video of Darlie Routier that I sent you? And I said it's long, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I watched part of it. I got to finish it.
Okay.
I had my aunt.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping you would share it with her,
I
too.
did. And she's like, this is interesting.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, I got to share this with Kim.
My aunt's another big part of the reason I got with true crime. But when I read, like, the Susan Smith book about the woman who killed her 2 little boys and stood on the bank and watched them, sink into the water, I cried at that book.
You know what really messed me up about that was that the older boys, the ones that could get out of the seat, they were at the window.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine just the baby hands at the back of the window as it's going down and they're just banging and screaming for her?
Down in their seats, too.
She's a piece of shit.
She's
getting to get out soon,
yeah, she's getting ready to get out.
Oh, she was married, and I think they already divorced or something.
Divorced. She had an affair with one of the guards. I mean, it's a big deal. Darlie Routier, they're still trying to appeal her case and trying to get her out. But and that's one thing we'll have to do with this case.
That guy was messing with my mind when he just kept saying, is this a woman who killed her children, or is this a woman who's running out of time? And it just...
She's definitely
running out of time, but I'm just thinking in my mind, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Rein us in.
If you knew how much we had to cut out of our podcast because we do this
all the time, just ramble.
We ramble.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm going to answer this question too because this was my entire childhood up until now. Like my mom they both didn't start until they were in their later years. But I grew up on this because that's what my mom put us on. And imagine being like 5 or 6 years old watching Snapped.
Yeah, on this show.
And we would sit in the living room, me and my siblings, and we would watch this with my mom, and we'd be like, "This is my comfort show," and this would be like, "How wrong is that?" But then I'd be like, "It's." Just
when I'm
fascinating.
Sick and I don't feel good, I want to watch true crime, and I do. I binge watch true crime shows.
Mm-hmm. So. I listen to other podcasts as well because like it's not enough. Like some of the shows I watch are reruns. I'm like, no, I don't need no rerun. Yeah. I need something new. Mm-hmm. So I'll be listening to like Crime Junkie, Anatomy of Murder, Mommy Killed a Podcast. Shout out.
Love her.
What else? First 48, Snap, they all have their own podcast.
The First 48 is so addictive just because it's just not and I hate to say it, but I have my husband, God bless his soul. He has watched so much true crime and endured it with me.
Mine too.
You've watched plenty of golf and endured that. That's the most boring sport ever. That's the most boring sport ever.
All the golf, all the sports.
But his favorite, he doesn't like the storytelling ones. He likes the first 48.
The storytelling ones are the best, though.
But I like I Survived. Oh my
God.
Yes,
that one's just
I became
killer.
The only thing that I can't stand is when I have to watch it, and it's not on the DVR, and I want to fast forward through the commercials so I can get back to the story because they do it in the 1 story, 2 story, and you have to jump back and forth and follow along. But I love storytelling too. Yes. I do. I love storytelling. I do too. Especially people that can tell stories very, very well.
Yes, and their voice, the woman from Snapped, if you ever listen to this, your voice is so soothing. If I listen to any of the bonus episodes and you're not the one who is narrating it, I skip. Because I can't stand anybody else but your voice. And Scott, your voice from Anatomy of Murder, oh my God, you put me to sleep.
He's got a good voice.
And, of course, Ashley and Britt, you guys are amazing. I love your voices so much. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, next question. We got everybody's answer, though, right? Mm-hmm. How we all started with true crime?
Yes.
Okay.
What is your favorite true crime story?
True crime story?
So, like, what was the one case that sticks with you and you like to talk about it all the time? Me?
Oh, gosh.
Shut up! Stop talking about
There's several.
I can't pinpoint one.
Like, if you get me started on the road of Chris
give me, like, your first 3 that pops into your head.
JonBenet Ramsey.
That's one, and I'm gonna go with Casey Anthony.
Oh my God, Mom, you never shut. Every time she comes up, you're always like, you're always like, oh my God, this bitch, and all that. Oh my God.
The rage that comes on with Casey Anthony.
I hate that woman with a passion.
Actually, I think Ted Bundy was so fascinating to me, just for the fact that he kept escaping prison because he was so charming. And I'm like, bro, what do you think he's in prison for? Yeah, he's in prison for murder, and you're just letting him be alone in a room with no shackles, and he jumps out the window.
He had that ability to make you feel like, I'm not a murderer, I'm just a guy here having a conversation with you. I'm harmless.
Mm-hmm. And he was good looking too.
His arm in a sling and going, can you help me?
Yeah.
And then they go. I'm like, I can't help you.
No. Have you watched Hannibal Lecter movies? I know how this ends. I ain't touching you.
I have watched, I kid you not, some people may call me paranoid, and I have had people call me paranoid, but
hey, you gotta watch out.
The way the world is today, when I grew up in the 80s, it's just like people said, you could go to bed at night and leave your door unlocked. You didn't have to worry about it, especially out in the country and that type of stuff. But then today, when you can't go to church, you can't go to the movies, you can't go to the grocery store.
You can't even go shopping.
No, you can't go anywhere without being on guard. I mean,
you're not even safe in your own home.
How, not in your own home, but just for example, the Allen outlets.
Yeah.
We go there.
Yeah.
And I told my husband, I was like, I can't imagine being at the mall with just you or with my girls, or we decided to go out that day and we're shopping and having a gay old time, and we walk out of a store and there's a guy with a gun and we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
I can't. It makes me not want to go to the mall. It makes me not want to go anywhere because I don't want to be a victim. But then again, I'm not a weak person, so I wouldn't be a victim because I do carry.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to be on the other end of it when I try to protect myself from people out in public.
Imagine the headlines.
Exactly.
Mother of four shoots killer and shoots shooter in the mall.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was a guy not too long ago. It hasn't been too long ago. I saw the video on YouTube. Where they were at a restaurant. And he was with his mom. And the video starts with this guy screaming at the woman. And he's like, get your food. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you. And he hauls off and hits that woman. And her son's standing right next to him, pulls out his gun and shoots him right there.
Yeah.
Done. Enough said.
How old was his son?
He was probably early 20s. You don't see him.
See, that'd be a problem for him because most cases,
but this
if self-defense, it's always matching violence. So if you go escalate, like if he has a knife, you can match him with a knife. But if he has a knife and you pull out a gun, they're like,
You don't bring a knife to a gunfight, though. You just don't.
Yeah, that's how you die quickly. All right, Kimmy, we went off track.
Sorry. I was just thinking about you can't go anywhere, so.
Well, I was going to add on to that because I was thinking about we were watching Scream 2, and at the beginning of it, they're in a movie theater watching the stab movie of the Woodsboro Murders, which I love the Scream movies. And, she gets stabbed in the middle of this theater and then gets up on top. And
surrounded by people.
And everyone thinks that, it's a stunt.
And she wasn't even stabbed just one time. She was stabbed like 6 times.
Multiple times. And she's bleeding and screaming, but because they're in a horror movie, everyone's screaming. And, they're just, they're like, it's part of the stunt because everyone's wearing ghost face killer mask and, running around being stupid.
And the thing before that is her boyfriend was like straight up murdered right next to 2 people in the guy's bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
how
did nobody see that?
It had me thinking about, in modern time, like you look at the Aurora, Colorado killing, when he went in and killed everybody in the theater for watching, was it Batman?
I don't remember what movie they were watching.
I think it was the Batman movie. And last time I went to the movies, we sat up front, and my whole thing was like, okay, where are the exits?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, most movie theaters only have 2 exits. You can go one side or the other.
Yeah, I want to know how can I get out of the situation? Where can I hide? What can I do?
Yeah, because even when you conceal carry and stuff, it's hard because you don't want anyone to know that you have it because you're going to go out first.
Yeah. That's why I don't like
so
the
you just have to
open carry concept, because I don't want people knowing I'm carrying.
Yeah, open carry could be like people could see that as a challenge.
Absolutely.
Like they'd be like, "Oh, that guy has a gun. Someone shoot him first."
They're going to take you out first because you're a threat to them when they're trying to come in and do something. So I don't openly carry. Anyways,
okay.
Where we at?
Well, now we're at the next question.
Okay.
So, how long do you see this podcast going for?
As long as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like
we started this. Our first.
How long have we been going anyway?
Our first episode came out in February, but we were talking about this since the last year.
Right.
I think I actually came up with the name right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Because you sent out a list of everything.
Yeah, I had sent out a list.
I love our podcast name, but I love the Bronc Bay Productions better.
I came up with that.
Amazing.
I came up with that too.
That was genius right there. I was like, that is freaking awesome.
Because I was going to go with like Bronc Howl Production or something like that, but I was like, no, somebody else already has that. So I was like, what about baying? You know, baying is another word for howling.
But it reminds me of like Michael Bay, like Bronc Bay Production. Huge, I love it.
So, what's your vision do you have for this podcast in the future? And where do you see this podcast in 6 months and a year?
Well, I would like to get YouTube going back up again. I liked filming for it. I thought that was kind of fun. Just because I have people that like watching it more than they like listening.
Yeah, I'm not much of a listener. I'm a very visual person.
Yeah,
I know. Once
being able to visualize and actually see us talking, because we're very animated when we talk.
Yeah, Mom will not stop hitting her mic with her hands.
Sorry.
Every time you hear that little click, click, that's her hitting it.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully within the next 2 months or so, once the holidays roll around, I will have a better setup so we can go ahead and get back on track with that. Your son will be helping me with that.
I'm thinking that it's maybe about time to invest in some good chairs.
Oh, yes. She saw my chair at my place.
I'm literally on one butt cheek right now because we're sitting in card chairs.
I saw her gaming chair. We're getting gaming chairs. I think that would be the best setup for us.
Yeah, they're not cheap though.
Yeah, I think my chair was about $100. I got it on sale. My chair was about $120.
That's not terrible.
That's not bad.
I can deal.
Because we're sitting on like little fold-out chairs right now, and
I will say,
my butt cheeks like
card chair.
I will say this: you will want your son to come and help you build that because it took me 2 hours because I did it by myself.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was very very painful
to
build that. Okay, next question. What has been your favorite episode so far?
Chris Watts.
That's actually been the most popular one, too.
Yeah, Chris Watts is our most popular, but Chris Watts is probably one of my favorites that we did. It was actually the last one we filmed.
Don't get it twisted. She don't mean a favorite as in she likes him.
No. I can't stand him. But as far as doing the
story
episode and all the research I put into it, that was my favorite. That one was a lot of fun.
But I know with Casey Anthony, you were like, I don't care if I ever hear this bitch's voice again.
That was like 3 weeks of torture because we had to do all the
we recorded
research.
That one, though, several times.
Yeah.
Because we kept going, no, I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the way we did this. We're trying to find our niche in this. And so we would keep re-recording. Mm-hmm. And Courtney, bless her heart, she listened to us so many times with editing.
Yeah, I think that one took me about 3 hours because I have to listen to it second by second.
I'm over. Unless something new comes up in the case,
that's
I'm
like
over.
groundbreakingly new.
Going to Universal Studios. I don't care what the hell she's doing. I'm over the bitch.
I'm really mad at myself. I always said after her case was wrapped up and done, and she was found whatever. I always said if she ever writes a book, if she ever does anything and tries to profit off of her daughter's death, I will not support it. And then my dumb ass goes and watches Peacock, but I don't pay for it.
Mom.
So
actually, the other day,
I still supported it.
The other day, I was going through. I have a couple of book boxes in my closet. The other day, I found one of the books that you have for Casey Anthony. It was a little tiny one, like Mommy something, Mommy Murder or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I have several true crime books too. There's one out there that's Daddy Dearest. I think it's Daddy Dearest. It's really
anything by Anne Rule, rest in peace, because she was such an amazing writer. Anything by her are amazing books because she would get into detail. She was actually friends with Ted Bundy, so when I read her book about Ted Bundy,
she has that book. She has that Live Next Door to Murder, or is it something? Somebody did was there a show or a book? It was like something about him and living next door to him or something. Or am I thinking of him?
Oh, okay.
She worked with him.
Reel it back
Mom,
in, producer.
favorite show? Favorite episode so far? Mine is Chris Watts as well. I think that one was just so fascinating because he's such a piece of crap.
Yeah.
You're such a fascinating piece of shit, Chris Watts.
It's like he's a rainbow of poops.
Well, he is.
He just came out of a killer unicorn's butt.
Man.
Because we have like Gannon.
It's a draw for me, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a draw for me between Casey Anthony and Chris Watts. They're both
pieces of crap.
Pieces
of shit.
But if you think
about it, Casey Anthony was our first case. So
it was.
That was kind of a big deal.
And she's the one that I was in real time watching the trial. And
I remember watching it with you.
The TV
yeah.
And shit. Oh.
I remember because you were like,
But I also remember there was one girl that lived in Florida that looked a lot like Casey Anthony.
Oh,
and after she was found not guilty or whatever, that girl was driving down the road and someone thought that she was Casey Anthony and ran her off the road. It's like, oh.
I would dye my hair after that.
Oh, dye your hair, change your face at that point.
No, she's still a barfly.
If you want to listen to that, you have to go watch her. You have to go listen to our episode.
It's also on YouTube. You can also watch it too.
Yeah.
Casey Anthony.
Bell of Humanity.
All right, next question. Do you have anything you'd like to say to our listeners?
Of course. I mean, as always, we just want to say thank you for supporting us.
Definitely.
We would love to have any tips from y'all. Even if you find us boring,
let us know.
Tell us. We'll change it. We'll fix it. We'll try to become, more entertaining. I don't know, lively. More entertaining. Yeah, for sure.
We're still new to this, so we are still trying to find the way we want it to groove, the way we want it to flow, and so we're still ourselves. Yeah,
but we just want tips from anybody and everybody. People that listen to podcasts all the time, like Courtney, and
all the time, like 8 hours a day.
I know, that's what I mean. Whereas me, I'm on YouTube listening to all the true crime.
She falls asleep listening to that. I bet it's in her dreams at this point.
My husband's like, turn that shit off. I'm like, no, I'm listening to a story with my eyes closed. It's okay.
I do that too. I put on Annie Elise because her voice is so soothing to me, and I go to sleep listening to her voice.
Yeah, she's so sweet. But yeah.
Yeah, if you have any cases, you can always email us.
Yeah, we love cases.
We're at veilofhumanity@gmail.com. Leave us a comment, even leave us a review. Anything you want.
Just please don't be mean. Just give us tips to improve or what you think would make it better, but don't be mean about it.
Yeah. We're also on TikTok now. We're at Veil of Humanity Podcast, and so we're going to start trying to do lives more and interact with fans, and any questions or anything on there, you can find us there too.
And that might be something that we just sit down and talk about as well. Like, when can we record and go live at the same time? And
so it'll be a surprise.
You can listen to it or you can listen and watch.
Okay. Next question. Do you feel like you've grown as a podcaster and a true crime fan in the time this podcast has been going? Because now you're doing a more active role in researching.
Well, I don't do a whole lot of research.
Yeah, she just sits there and blind reacts
50 hours a week.
Working.
I just come in and sit down and give my
2 cents.
2 cents, yeah. Which probably nobody cares about, but I don't care.
It definitely makes you grow because you're doing more research. I love to write. I've always loved to write. Ever since I was little, I love writing. I would journal. I would write stories. So me writing the scripts and stuff is fun. And I remember to do that. Because there are some days when I don't want to do shit. But we
also, like, if you can't tell, they also like to write it and then just have me blind.
Yeah, her reactions are funny. So
yeah, that's where we get the most genuine reactions. It's just, okay, here you go.
So, if you think we sound too scripted as well, or sometimes we sound like we're reading, sometimes we sound like we're not.
We do both. We go off.
We started this podcast for ourselves, and we just wanted to bring y'all along the journey.
If you love true crime, then that's
as much as we talk about it, and we even have a group text where we talk about it, and as much as we put in there and stuff, we figured, well, why don't we just share it with the public? Why not?
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. That's exactly this. True crime is the subject we always get on every time we come together.
And when you're around, when you're around people that you have a passion, that y'all have the same passion,
it makes it fun.
I can talk to my husband about cases, but
they feed off each other and get really
he's just like,
aggravated and excited.
Mine too. Mine's like,
but when I talk to y'all about cases, y'all are like, oh well, yeah, did you hear this? Or da-da-da-da-da, did you see that? So y'all get into it more, like, when you're around people, that helps.
You feed off each other.
Fan of curse words. Let me tell you how much we cuss when we're talking about these cases.
Yeah, speak for yourself, fucking bitch. I don't fucking cuss. Shut the hell up.
The fuck you talking about? All right.
Fucking thing.
Next question. This question is actually mainly aimed for Kimmy because she is more into this than you are. Any conspiracy theories? Any conspiracy theories, huh? Any conspiracy theories you got going in that head of yours about any of these true crime cases?
A lot.
Give me one. Just one. And don't go too far.
I know which one you're going to say.
JonBenet Ramsey. No. My conspiracy theory is the brother did it.
And blamed his brother?
I love that reaction she gets. Yeah, I believe the brother was guilty of the murder because of the fact that the body was found in the house and they looked everywhere. But I feel like that when the dad found the body, he was like, oh gosh, there she is. I really feel like that was acting. But I feel like the brother was very jealous because JonBenet was getting all the attention in the family because she was the beauty pageant winner. She was the one being dolled on with by mom. And then you got the brother over here, and he's just kind of hanging out in left field. And the fact that he was down there eating pineapple was found in her stomach. I mean, it's just, there's too many coincidences.
They were down there together?
Yeah.
What about the 911 call?
The 911 call, the operator didn't hang up, and Patsy Ramsey didn't hang the phone up all the way. You can hear her in the background talking. And so it's just when you listen to it longer, and there's even panelists that have been out there going, there's something else going on. Like, she's back there saying something along the lines like, why did you do this? What happened? That type of thing. So to me, I feel like the family was all involved. Just like I do.
But do we have interviews or do we have interrogation footage to have her answer to all of that? Have her answer to the 911 call and what was said? Because she said he did not say that. That was not him.
No, but there's I don't think that the 911 call where it was the rest of it was brought up until after she had passed. So I think that part came out after she had died.
See, that's why you can't get answers, because she's dead. You waited till she died.
Yeah. But even then, it was very much denied the whole time that he had anything to do with it. But the fact that the ransom letter was wrote out, I mean, it was wrote on the family paper, it looked like her handwriting. I mean, come on.
I don't know because I can remember watching her in the interrogation, and I've learned a lot. I've watched so many interrogations. You kind of know when they're starting the read technique and all that stuff. But they asked her a question. I don't remember what it was. It was something to the effect of her opinion about something. You know how they ask you, like, if you find out who did this to your child, what do you think should happen to him? Those type questions. They asked her something. And she was just straight up, no pause, no nothing. She was like, well, then I'd say go back to the damn drawing board. Because it's not right. And just hearing her
But if they're you don't want your child to be involved. You don't want your child to be a part of it. So
but
I would be defensive too.
We're going to bring it back now. We're going to bring it back now. You guys getting into it like we're about to start a case. No.
All right. We ain't talked about JonBenet, so let's save it.
Yeah, we haven't brought
this case See, this is what I talk about when they feed off each other. They're feeding off each other's excitement.
All they had to do was put microphones in front of us, and this is just what we do.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right, last question. If you had the ability to choose between being able to look into the past or the future to solve cases, which one would you pick? Would you rather be able to solve cases that already happened or cases that will happen?
Like the Minority Report.
Yes, like that. But
I want to solve cases that haven't happened yet.
That won't freak you out like her.
I want to jump in and save people in the future. Sorry, in the past, but I can't.
That would be change those in the past. Although there are cases that I want answers to that happened in the past. John Bonet's one of them. Black Dahlia. You know, there's just
Jack the Ripper. Man, I want to know who Jack the Ripper was.
Even missing person cases. You know, I want to know what happened. Like Amelia Earhart, stuff like that. But
for sure. If
I had the ability to save people in the future, then yeah. But at the same point, I mean, if you ever watch Minority Report, then you know that it's kind of like a no crime situation. But
yeah, where you're like, we're arresting you just because we think you're going to do something.
Yeah.
If y'all can't hear that, her stomach's growling.
I'm sorry, y'all. And we just ate. It's just
me. I would like to be able to look into the past, because right now technology, the way it is, like, it's much easier to solve and catch.
I mean, if we went back to like the 1970s, they just had one guy that did something in 1990, raped a babysitter and the girl, and he did that in 1990, and then he did something in like the late 2000s, and they were like, "Oh, that's a felon. You got to give us your DNA," and then it linked him to 1990, and he's done.
Like, I wish we could take what we know now and go back to the past.
Yeah, I wish technology had been able to catch up with all that. Yeah,
because I hate watching cases, and it's like 1993 or 1994, and you're like, damn.
The only thing that would suck with
the... It's going to go on a shelf because they don't have the DNA shit yet. Yeah. You know it's just going to go on a shelf.
The only thing that would suck with looking into the past to solve a crime is sometimes the evidence needed isn't there anymore because so much time has passed. So even if I was able to tell them, oh, this person killed them, or this person attacked them, they might not be able to do it.
That's what they say. Like, even like.
But then, like you said earlier, with missing persons reports, like, I could see where their body is. Yeah. Like, I'd be like, okay, well, your daughter's dead body is here. X marks the spot. Yeah. Or their car is missing here. But then, of course, you'd be like, okay, because then people are gonna be like, you're a joke. You're psychic. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for any of that. I just want to, like, give you some peace, like, let you bury your child. Like, a lot of parents, after a certain amount of time has passed, they're like, I don't even care anymore. I just want my kid back. Like, tell me where their body is. I don't even care if they go for you no more.
That's the way I feel about Holloway.
No, oh man, that case was horrible.
That's another one that has stuck out with me too.
That's why anytime I must say that's another one. Even my oldest one, I've been like, okay,
yeah, that's why I'm like, damn, I'm glad I never let my kids go on no trips like that.
My oldest just came back from seeing the world because he's in the Navy and couldn't track him like he's gone. So it's nerve wracking going, okay, where are you? Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. But I can't imagine letting my child go away for a holiday like that and then just they don't come home.
But I can understand though, the moms, you know, this is like what at 18 you might look at as a once in a lifetime trip. Yeah. To, you know, with my high school friends and
my last time out with everybody.
Yeah. The last time to grow up and be an adult, I'm going to go party. I can understand the mom, you know, Beth letting her go, of course, and probably paying for it and
not thinking of anything.
Not thinking her child's not going to come back to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You never think your kid's not going to come back.
I do. I think about that kind of, I do. I can't help it. And
yeah, you can't help it.
It's probably from all the stuff that I've watched, and things that I've been through as well.
Like I stated earlier, when I used to listen to 8 hours of podcasts, true crime podcasts a day, I used to work overnight security. And that gets into your head after a bit. The shadows start moving. You have to get the person. You got to be armed and everything. You got to be afraid that someone, even if it's just somebody who lives there, you got to be like worried that they're going to come for you. Because I listened to this one podcast story where a security guard ended up murdering one of his tenants. Just because.
Yes.
Just because he could.
Yes.
He managed to break into her apartment, hack her little door lock thing, and break in there and rape and kill her. Mm-hmm. And then he just carried her out in some body bags.
Well, if you go back and look at the serial killers from the 70s and stuff, that's what they were doing. They were breaking into people.
Who was it? The guy from the 70s or 80s it was in Boston. He would go around and he would rape and murder old ladies, and then he switched to young women.
Strangler?
Yeah, him. The Boston Strangler. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I think about.
And the Son of Sam, and all of them were bad. You know, y'all, I don't know if y'all have ever heard about this case, but it is one, it's not really a single case, but it is one that really messes with my mind. These two men, I remember the one guy's name was Charles Ng. I can't remember the other guy's name. Damn. Anyways, they would kidnap women and then they would video them. This had to be like in the 80s because the video camera, it just
Big.
They would well, just the video, the way it looked, the
grainy.
Yeah, but they would literally kidnap women, and they would literally torture them, and they would video record them, and they would literally tell them what they were going to do to these women, and that story sticks out with me very, very much so.
Put it in our to be done.
They are
garbage.
They are
terrible
like
people. They need to be murdered themselves.
Yes, they're like.
Speaking of that, we're gonna say this, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, because
I'm gonna say this.
I'm getting a little amped up right now. We need to do a story or something.
I always hated. We talked about this before. When the killers, doesn't matter if they killed one person or 50 people, whenever they get caught and they start getting all emotional and they're crying, and I'm like, why are you crying? Because you did this.
Dorman.
Yeah, him.
Dorman, yeah.
I'm like,
CCO too? Someone, please help me. Please help me.
No.
I can shoot my kids in the head, but please protect me.
Those types of people always make me mad because where were your tears when you were murdering these people?
That's exactly what.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
You know the prosecutor for Jodi Arias. She's up there going.
That's another case.
He literally says, were you crying whenever you were stabbing him 37 times? Were you crying whenever you shot him in the head? Were you crying when you slit his throat? And she's like,
bitch, stop crying.
Shut up.
Go away.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and leave us out.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Join us next week as we bring you a new case of what's swirling in our heads.
It's a dumpster fire in there. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right, my crime crazy people, we will be back next week with a brand new episode. To see all of our source material, please consult the show notes. Don't forget to click that subscribe follow button and follow us on our social media at Veil of Humanity Podcasts, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Hosted by Kimberly Taylor and
Melonie Yelvington.
Produced and music by Courtney Santos. Edited by Courtney Santos and Xavier Foster. A Bronc Bay Production. Okay, Bronc, tell them we will see them again next week.